Hey, how you doing? It's me, the marketing ninja. My name is Joe Need. I come to you live every single day at joetalkradio.com and also at radioleverage.com. And for my friends who come and join me every single day at radioleverage.com, I have something for you today I'm going to share with you. I think it was a good friend of mine named Ira said, hey, what about those how rich people think? You know, what about how rich people think? It's a topic that we discuss all the time. And I want to quickly take you back to a book called Think and Grow Rich. Remember the story of Napoleon Hill? Remember Napoleon Hill? Way back at the turn of the last century, maybe I think it was the 1920s, he hooked up with Andrew Carnegie. Remember Andrew Carnegie? Carnegie Hall, that's the guy, right? Well, Andrew Carnegie actually sent Napoleon Hill out on a mission. He sent him to travel the world and interview the wealthiest people of the day and find out exactly what it was that made them wealthy. What were the things they had in common? Thus, the book Think and Grow Rich came to be. Think and Grow Rich is probably one of the most important and influential books in the personal development realm as it relates to personal wealth and growing a business. Certainly here in our direct selling network marketing community, everybody refers to Think and Grow Rich. So can you think and grow rich? You know, we hear about the law of attraction. And if you break down the law of attraction, inside there is the word action. So the idea of thinking and growing rich is kind of, well, I got to say you have to do some things. You can't just think your way to wealth. But I want you to fast forward to the modern era, right? The original Think and Grow Rich was the people he was talking to were the people who invented like railroads and steel mills and automobiles and way back then, right? And many of those things well, it's a changing world. Let's just put it that way. And so I've come across another piece of work, another book. It's kind of like fast forward, right? It is called How Rich People Think by Steve Siebold. Now, this is a really, really interesting thing because if you look right in the very back cover, what Steve Siebold says is that what he did was travel the world, okay, talking to the stupid rich, to the filthy rich people, and he did it on a quarter of a century. It's based on a quarter century of interviews with millionaires. It's written unfiltered, politically incorrect language that makes the point crystal clear and easy to follow. Now, you know, books like this can make a difference for you. And I'm just recommending this book, okay? I have no vested interest. Steve Siebold is not going to give me any kind of a stipend for recommending the book, but I will tell you this, that this book will pay dividends for you because it will get your mind right. Okay, much like Think and Grow Rich. This, in my opinion, is the modern day version of Think and Grow Rich. In this book, Steve Siebold, he has come to the determination that we who live in the world fit into two categories. It's not upper class, lower class, middle class, none of that stuff. It's world class, okay? The world class, which is the wealthy, and the middle class, which is everyone else. The hamsters who live in a wheel, the people who work jobs because they have no other choice. That is the middle class. So what I'm going to be doing for you over the next coming days, in addition to some of the other content I'm going to bring you every single day here, today what I'm going to do is introduce you again to chapter one in this book. Now here's something else I do want to point out for you guys, okay? This is a very, very easy companion piece. And the reason is there's not one chapter in here that's more than a page. See, those are all different chapters, right? They're all just one page of stuff to put into your noodle. When you're sitting there waiting for the webinar to start, maybe for your call to start, maybe you're sitting there on hold, whatever the case may be, like maybe you're me. Right now, I'm waiting for the DirecTV guy. I'm in my new house and he may be here at any moment. So I'm killing some time today waiting for the guy. And what do I do is I pick up the book and I just read a couple things. I put some nuggets into my noodle. Give me some things to think about. So here's what I want you to think about, okay? This is chapter number 1 in the book, How Rich People Think. This is what separates the wealthy from the average, the world class from the middle class. Here's what he says. And I'm gonna make a comment on this. I'm gonna read this quickly. Dig this. Does this sound like you? Does this sound like you? Driven by the fear of loss and uncertainty of the future, the masses focus on how to protect and hoard their money. While world-class thinkers understand the importance of saving and investing, they direct their mental energy towards accumulating wealth through serving people and solving problems. I love that. When an economic correction occurs, the fear-based saver suffers catastrophic losses that may take years to recover. While world-class thinkers, I love this, suffer similar losses, they quickly turn their attention to financial opportunities that present themselves in a society of suddenly terrified people. While the masses are selling for short-term survival, the great ones are buying for long-term success. One group is operating from fear, the other from abundance. The self-made rich aren't afraid to take calculated risks because they know if they lose it, they can make it all back. While the middle class is always looking for the home run investment that will make them wealthy, the world class invests wisely, knowing the bulk of their fortune will come from the service they provide. And it goes on, okay? I'm not gonna go through the entire, but it's only a few more words on the page. I'm gonna urge you to get this book, but let me make a comment here, right? If you're listening to Radio Leverage or Joe Talk Radio, in the past several days, we've been comparing the deals, the hot new deal, the shiny new toy in direct selling internet marketing to the business, to the company, to the culture that makes a difference. And I want you to be very, very clear on what those two things are. The brand new shiny toy, the brand new deal, the hottest thing on the internet, the ones that have the insane webinars, and we're crushing it, people are crushing it. All of that language that really, in my experience, 25 years, at the risk of sounding judgmental, so please forgive me if I do, but I want to say that those types of things are flash in the pan. And the people who really make the greatest amount of money are the promoters of those programs, and that's perfectly cool. As a matter of fact, maybe you are one of those promoters and you're doing a great job. But the real long-term, the real longevity in building a home-based business is this. You are either that guy or that woman, that man or woman who's promoting that program, that flash in the pan, that shiny new toy, and that's what you do, or you're somebody who's just constantly chasing the dream, but never really catching up, right? Have you ever seen the dog tracks? I think they have them down in Florida, where the greyhounds are racing. They let the greyhounds out and they're just going so quickly, and they're chasing a rubber rabbit, and they never catch it because the guy who's driving the rabbit always keeps it moving a little bit faster than the fastest dog. And in my opinion, that's kind of what happens in the internet world, especially with things that come and go, exciting, sexy, flashy, a lot of money right now, insane, you see all this language that you see, and that really is elusive. Whether you are able to make sustainable wealth in a program like that will be determined by who you are and where are you in that program. Now, on the other side of the coin, there are companies that develop a culture. The thing of the company that has the great culture is to really provide service for their members or their subscribers, because that's where the real long-term wealth is. And when you can take that and you can connect that to what we just heard here, okay, that theory of, what are you chasing? Are you chasing the shiny new toy, or are you going to be looking for something that has a little bit more stability and longevity? I really believe that's what he's talking about here. Okay, that's what he's talking about here. When he says one group is operating from fear, the other from abundance. The self-made rich aren't afraid to take calculated risks because they know they can make it back. While the middle class, okay, I think they're talking about the people who, the middle class who are looking for that fast cash, looking for the home run investment that will make them wealthy. The world class invests wisely, knowing the bulk of their fortune will come from the service they provide to others. Enough said, huh? Okay, so that's it. I'm done right now. I'm finished for my couple of minutes here today. I'm going to be back tomorrow every single day for the next 100 days. Actually, this is day number 5 of a 100-day campaign. What is the reason we do 100 videos in 100 days? Well, it's to get better in front of the camera, and also to build our brand, to gain confidence, and then be unstoppable, okay? Be unstoppable. Be part of the Unstoppable Alliance. Watch for that. That's coming very, very soon. Okay, again, I want to thank you guys. I am out of here. I think I hear the DirecTV man coming. Looks like there might be some DirecTV in my future here. Although I don't recommend watching much TV, but there are certain things that I just got to have, like my sports. So, got to run. I'll be back on July 6th to give you another, I don't know how many minutes this was, but I'll be back tomorrow. We'll spend a little more time with you. In the meantime, you can join me live LIVE, at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, weekdays, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 spots. JoeTalkRadio.com. That's me, JoeTalkRadio.com, or RadioLeverage.com. And both of those links point to the exact same space. So I'll see you at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there. And if you're going to play in traffic, please look both ways before crossing the street, would you? And happy birthday to my brother David.